Alright guys, we're back again with another adventure today. Today I'm going to show you how to do firewall rules to block your L2TP VPN from everything else in the network, but still being able to access things that you want to access. So, the first thing we're going to do, remember, we're going to rock that intro. Alright, so now that that's over, we're going to get into this video. So what I always want to do, I want to make this easy for you guys. Anybody can do it. Sorry for my voice. Okay, a lot better now. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to go to our settings. And this is a network version 7.4.162. So we're going to go to teleport and VPN. So we're going to go over to here to the VPN server that I already have, the L2TP. So we're going to click it. And if you don't know what IP group you're using, don't worry about this. This is the IP address of like the server's address. This is being connected and shot over to somebody else's house of my family members. So the IP address is a standard IP address. It's not an actual one given by the ISP. So don't worry about this. You won't have to worry about this in either. The one that you want to worry about is the one down here. The 0.5, point whatever, depending on your IP range, that's the one you want to know. So, and then the subnet mask is /24. So now we need to create a firewall rule for this, or I would say a profile. Profiles, I love profiles. They're easier, and they're just easier to manage, and just a quick selection. I'll have a video up here when I do the whole firewall rules in general for UNIFI. They're really cool. Definitely check it out. So we're going to go to profiles, and we're going to go to IP groups, and we're going to create a new one. And if you haven't before too, you're definitely going to need an RFC 1918. You're going to need that. So if you haven't created it, like I said, it'll be in that video that I talked about earlier. But this is what's going to block it from all the VLANs and everything like that. So what you're first going to want to do is just copy these. Doesn't matter what IP ranges you are. Name this profile RFC 1918, and you're going to want to put all these IP addresses in here as they are. It doesn't matter what order, just make sure they're all in there, and then you're going to hit save. I'm not going to remove anything, so don't worry about that. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to create the firewall rules for our VPN. So I just called it L2TP Firewall, just to make it easy for me. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Make sure you do the firewall rules first that I sent in the other video before you do any of this. It's just going to make it more easy and it's going to make sense. Otherwise, some things may not work. So trust me, watch that video, because if it's just a standard or whatever, you're not going to be able to apply these. Just make sure you watch the first video over there. But this is for people that just have already set that up, don't want to watch the first video, just want to get into it. I'll stop rambling now and let's get back to the video. All right. So you can name this whatever you want. L2TP Firewall, your VPN, and you're going to put your IP address in here, /0. So the reason why it was a 5, so let me go back here really quick and show you again. We go to networks, click this, it's 5-1, but when we go to, let's see, go back to our profiles, go to firewall rules, we do /0. So 0 means everything on the network. So if you have 0, that just means all the IP addresses in that IP range. So everything that's, .5, .100, whatever, it's going to be in there. So that's why you put 0. So it just affects everything on it. And then we put the subnet mask /24, and you'll hit add, and we'll go in. Make sure you set this though to IPv4 addresses. It might be on port groups or whatever. We want the addresses. Next, what we're going to want to do once that's saved, we're done with this area. Now all we got to do is go to firewall and security. Okay, so once we're in firewall and security, we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to, I like to do it in all rules. Just look at all rules. I just like them all, ordered. We're going to create a new rule. So you're going to go to create new entry. You can go to create port groups right here too. It is a fast thing, but if you want to look at all your groups, go to the other profiles and go to port groups there, because then you can see if you've made something or not. As soon as you click this, it's automatically just going to take you to make. You don't get to see any of your stuff that you previously made. Let me show you again. So if I click this, boom, it's right into making them. If we go back and I go to profiles and go to IP groups, look, they're all right here. So you can kind of see and go create new one, same page. It's just, I don't know, when I'm done, I like to make sure I've done everything. So I kind of like this page better, but hey, to on their own. So next, after that, we'll go back to our firewall rules, just giving you a demonstration. So we'll go to create new entry, which you would do, and you're going to want to copy, let's see, we'll do this one first. So we're going to block it all to VLANs. So block L2TP to VLANs to all. So this is basically, you can name it whatever you want, block to all VLANs. So all your other networks that you have firewall rules for, it's going to block this network from accessing any of them. So what you're first going to do is make this a LAN out, because it's going to be coming from outside the network because you're coming in. So we want this to LAN out. We want to hit drop. And then over here, we're going to put source type, port group, and we're going to select that one, our firewall one that we picked, or whatever you named your VPN one that we did earlier. That's what you're going to put in there. And after that, you're going to want to scroll down and go to port group again, and we're going to do that RFC 1918. So that's going to block it to all the VLANs. So they can't access anything. They'll be able to be on the network, but they'll have access to no VLANs, nothing. So next, what we're going to want to do is give it access. So we're going to hit save all this, save it first. We'll go back to firewall rules. Next, we're going to access. So if you have everything, like I always say, you should have static IP addresses for all your stuff. If you don't have static IP addresses, a lot of firewall rules, allowing certain things through firewall rules is not going to work. So it's good to have static IP addresses. Plus, you know what's on your network. You know what your stuff is. You can look at a glance and make sure everything's working. If there's problems, you can be like, well, that's the device that's messing up, or that's using all my data. You can't know any of that stuff, because if the router turns off, or you unplug it or restart it, it's going to give all new IP addresses to different stuff. And some things won't be named. I know it's a pain in the rear, but once you start off, if you've already done everything, but if you haven't, or restart, try everything, you have to manually add name stuff at the same time. It just looks great. You know what everything is, and it's just better for your network security. So the next thing is we're going to go, like I said, we're going to allow devices through. It can be anything. So I'm going to go, let's say, network. We'll go back to devices on the network. Let's just say WD. There it is. WD, and it's 100, 1.1.100. So now I'm going to go to back to settings. I'm going to go to my firewall and security, all rules. Then I'm going to scroll down just to make sure. You would just go to entry again, add new entry. And we're going to go to, where are we here? Here we go. L2TP, or whatever you name yours, VPN to NAS, or whatever VPNs you're using. Remember, there's 3. And I will be making videos for all 3 of these. So, all right. So then you have L2TP to WDNAS. And we're going to hit accept, port group, our firewall again. And then next one, we're going to select the IP address you want. You could do a whole network if you wanted, but we just want one device. That's all they need access to, then nothing else. And we're going to hit the IP address of 192.168.1.100 and hit save. And just giving you a heads up, once you save it, it's not going to work right away. You got to make sure in your rules. So you're going to go to your rules, and you're going to scroll down. You'll find your rules right here. You have to make, I already did it, but it's usually going to start with, you got these little dots. Oops, let me go back. Back. I was going to edit it. So we'll go here. So let's see here. Where are we? Here we go. So these little dots, it's going to be like this by default. So it's not going to work, because it's going to drop first, and it's not going to work. So you always have to have your accepts before you drop. So all you do is go to the 6 or 5, what is it? 6 dots, yeah, 6 dots. And you just bring them up over here. So this is above, and you're good to go. This sucker is going. It's going to work. So obviously, it's going to allow when you go to those ports. So let's say if you're going to, let's see what's wrong. Wrong one. Let me go to, oh, there it is. So when it goes to the NAS, it's going to go through. right away because it's going to know that IP address that you're going to, but everything else, it's instantly just going to drop. It's not going to work at all. Nothing's going to load, so you'll be rocking and safe. And I hope you guys like these videos. I mean, I know they're not too long, but I kind of wanted to make these shorts because sometimes some people don't want to watch a whole other video. They just want to say, hey, I just want to know how to do this. I just need to know how to do this. So this is why I'm doing it kind of like a series, and hey, it helps me out too because there's so much computer stuff. And sometimes my brain gets caught like, oh, what is that again? Or what's that one stupid thing I forget to do? And I look, oh, yeah. And now I know everything again. It just all zooms back into your head what to do. So I do these for you guys, for me, and just to help everyone. So if you guys like these videos, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my videos. And what I always say, I hope you and your family are having a rock and rollin' day. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next video, man. Rock on! Thank you.